Welcome to episode 26 of Discover Ocala, presented by Showcase Properties of Central Florida. I'm Valerie Dailey, and today we're joined by Caitlin Justesen, Livestock Agent for IFAS Extension at Marion County, to talk about the nation's oldest continuously held graded bull sale, hosted by the Marion County Cattlemen's Association. Let's get started. We're going to talk about the Ocala Bull Sale that's coming up in October. Is that right?
Yes.
What time and date is that?
So the Ocala Bull Sale will be Tuesday, October 14th, and the sale is at 1 p.m. on that Tuesday. This is a graded bull sale. The grading takes place on Monday, October 13th at 8 a.m. So the grading is, again, a great chance if any prospective buyer wants to come by, take a look at any of the bulls that will be featured in the sale, see how they grade, and see what bulls might potentially be sifted out based on quality standards that we have. And then again, that sale date is October 14th at 1 p.m.
Okay. So tell me a little bit about what does grading mean?
Sure. So the Ocala Bull Sale being graded sale, basically we have a committee of 4 of our commercial cattlemen and then 1 University of Florida beef cattle specialist that grade each bull subjectively. And they attach a numerical value to each bull, which is then averaged to give a letter score. And they're, grading things, structural soundness, functionality to their own accord, of course. And they are averaged, and then that bull is given a numerical score, which then will place it A+, being the top tier bull, and they have to grade at least a C. So A+ or C are what's featured in the sale. Anything that doesn't make a grade of C at least will be sifted out and not up to quality.
And they won't go through the sale.
Correct.
So anyone can come and watch that process.
Yep. So the grading is open to the public. Our cattlemen are great hosts. So we do usually a lunch after the grading for anybody who's there and wants lunch. It's a great time to see those bulls move. It can be a little challenging just because of where we host the sale, and those bulls are in stalls. So to really get a good picture of them moving around, coming to the grading is recommended because they're moving through a chute, they're moving through a small pen. You can watch them move. You can kind of get an idea on their temperament a lot of the time. So we really recommend, if you're able and you're undecided on maybe which bull you're thinking about placing a bid on, to attend the grading.
And someone actually paints the grade on
Yes, so it's usually a fluorescent yellowish green color. We do our best. Of course, the bulls don't always take instruction very well to not rub them off. So, and the Charolais bulls being, that white-haired nature, they can be a little more challenging to see the grade, but also we will make sure we do a printed addendum to the sale catalog, which is already published, obviously, by the grading day. But we'll post an additional sheet that has all the grades of the bulls and any changes to the catalog that you can pick up real time day of the sale. So that way, if that bull for some reason smudged his grade, you can be sure what it is.
That's right. So this, as I understand it, is the longest running or oldest bull sale in the Southeast, or is it the nation?
I believe the nation. Awesome. I believe we are the only graded bull sale left in the nation.
That's amazing. And about how many bulls will come through the sale, and where do they come from?
So we have bulls. The majority of our bulls are generally the Southeast, but we have a good number, particularly of our Charolais bulls, that are coming from Missouri, Kentucky, and Tennessee, along with Herefords. So really all over. We have Georgia pit signers and then a lot of pit signers here in Florida as well. We try to target around 100 head of bulls. Again, the market is high. So even though a pit signer says they're going to bring all these bulls, if somebody shows up to their farm and offers them top dollar, obviously, as any good businessman or woman would do, they might sell those bulls. If they have a replacement, they'll bring those replacement bulls, which we allow that. But sometimes our numbers can vary just based on those last minute transactions that might occur on farm, or if a bull gets injured even up until delivery. If they're injured and transport, that happens sometimes and they're unable to be sold. We do allow the consignors to bring replacement bulls if they have them, but sometimes those numbers can drop, by 10 or 15 bulls just for miscellaneous reasons.
Why do we have bull sales?
So bull sales, obviously a bull is responsible for 50% of the gene pool in your herd. So bulls are very important. A lot of the times they don't get the credit they deserve. We think of the mamas, which, they're very important too, but your herd sire, your bull is going to give you 50% of your genetics. And if you keep the same bull in your herd over a 3-year time period, you're going to have about 87% of your genetics is going to come from that sire. So it's really important to select a bull that's going to push the objectives of your ranch in the right direction. And again, that can be many different things. That's something different for every particular operation. So this bull sale is multi-breed. So it allows many different producers to come to one location to select that bull that is going to meet their goals. It's going to move their operation forward, whatever direction that may be. And it allows many different producers with different goals to be met.
So you've talked about Chardonnay. What are some of the other breeds that might be here?
So we have Chardonnay, Angus, we have some Simmental sometimes, we have Burford, Brayford, and the last few years we've had a couple of Brahmins, Turbot Brahmins.
What do they typically go for?
So that depends. And again, there's a buyer for everything. Our Angus bulls the last few years have been very high demand. Last year, the sale average was $7,112 for an Angus bull. Our Charolais bulls averaged right around $4,500. So those are our two kind of hot commodities, I would say, here in the Southeast. That's what a lot of our producers are looking for. But again, depending on what you have, there's guys who come specifically for the Brayfords and the Herefords as well. If you can find a fit for your operation, there's a seat for anybody.
The proceeds, of course, go back to the person that sold bull, but the Cattlemen, Marion County Cattlemen, they get a part of the proceeds as well. Where does that go? Finance go to?
Correct. So the Ocala Bull Sale is the primary fundraiser per se for the Marion County Cattlemen's Association. So 6%, you have 6% commission for each bull sold. And there's also a catalog fee attached to each bull that's entered in a sale. So the proceeds made from the bull sale helps offset the costs for our 2 different steak dinners that the Marion County Cattlemen's Association offers to its members each year at no additional cost to the membership, which is really special. A lot of county cattlemen associations, they still have to charge their members for their annual meetings and dinners, and we're able to do that at no additional cost to our members. And we're also able to give back in a lot of capacities. So we support the Southeastern Youth Fair in multiple different capacities and lots of different charitable organizations and different fundraisers throughout the year. That is important to the Marion County Cattlemen's Association. We're able to have funds to give to those things that give so much to us.
I think the Cattlemen are involved a little bit too. So tell us a little bit about that.
Yes, the Cattlemen are instrumental. Really, they serve breakfast the day of the sale. So there's a delicious warm breakfast bright and early the morning of the sale that the Marion County Cattlemen provide. And then they also do a cake auction. So we auction more than just bulls. So there's usually around 10 cakes, I believe, at the start of the bull sale. They are auctioned off just like the cattle would be. And they're delicious. And they're homemade cakes, and it serves as a great fundraiser for that as well.
And I believe that most of the funds that are raised from the cake auction is for scholarships.
Yes, so the Marion County Cattlemen offer multiple different scholarships through their organization, and so this also helps serve as a fundraiser for them to fund those different scholarships.
That's super. So where does Marion County fit in the state of Florida in regards to cow-calf auctions?
So Marion County, I say it is full of growth in all areas, cattle included. So most recently, we ranked 10th in the number of beef cattle in the state, which is pretty significant. Most people think of us for horses, but we have tons of cattle as well. But we're interesting. I feel the further south you move, obviously you get into a lot of those larger ranches. big number of cattle on fewer operations. But in Marion County, we have folks that are starting a cattle operation for the first time. We have our legacy farms as well, but we have a ton of farms that are 10 acres, 20 acres, 50 acres. So they're smaller scale and they're just getting started and they're really into it and they're trying to learn and develop their herd the most economically efficient way as possible. And so again, this full sale is really special because it provides herd sires for those legacy farms that know exactly they've been running the same type of operation for many, many years. They know exactly what they're targeting and what they need. And then you have these newcomers that don't necessarily want to spend a huge fortune on a bull. They don't really know exactly what they need, but there's plenty of options in this sale to help them get started. Quality bulls that are going to help them put their best foot forward in the industry and put good beef on the table for all of us.
Is there anyone there that can help these new farmers with selecting a bull?
Yeah, so in my position as the University of Florida IFAS Extension Livestock Agent in Marion County, I always am happy to help new producers or anyone prior to the sale look at the sale catalog, go over the data that's included for each bull, the EPDs or the expected progeny differences, which is basically all we have without knowing these bulls. Set of data that you just help us gauge how interested we are in the bull based on how they perform or how the progeny has performed. And so I'm happy to help explain that criteria, what it means for each breed, what it means for each bull, and how it might relate to the goals that they have on their operation. Along with, we have an awesome Freedom Cattlemen and a sale committee that's always available. They've been in the industry for a really long time, and they'd be happy to talk to anybody, walk them through the sale barn, as well as our consigners. Most of our consigners have been consigning with us for many, many years, and they are more than happy to answer questions, take you to their aisle, show you a particular bull that maybe you missed that grading. If you wanted to see it walk, they're happy to set that up and do that for you. So there's no shortage of educational resources to help match a buyer with the correct bull.
And you mentioned repeat sellers, and we have had a lot of the same people year after year. So that's a testament, I think, to our bull sale here.
Yes, we have some folks that have been coming 30, 40 years to this full sale, and it's like a great reunion. You know, we have our fish fry at check-in, we have our steak lunch, we have our breakfast the day of the sale, and everybody just, the camaraderie is really what's truly special to watch.
Is there any question that you thought I was going to ask that I didn't, or is there something else that you would want our viewers to know about the Ocala Bull Sale?
So the one thing that I would mention is if you want more information about bulls that are going to be listed in the sale, to follow the Marion County Cattlemen's Facebook page, as well as the Ocala Bull Sale has a website, and it is ocalabullsale.com. And once the catalog is complete, which will be about the 3rd to 4th week of September, the catalog will be posted on our website, ocalabullsale.com, as well as I will post a link to it on our Facebook page. And as I get various pictures of bulls that are being consigned, I will try to post them on our Facebook page as well, so potential buyers can see some of the options coming to the sale this year.
Great. Well, I look forward to seeing you at the sale. We usually come participate as well. So thank you very much for your time and coming in, and let's hope we have a great sale again this year.
Thanks so much for having me. This was awesome. Hope to see everybody at the sale.
Thanks to Caitlin for joining us today, and we look forward to being with you once again next month on Discover Ocala, presented by Showcase Properties of Central Florida.
Discover Ocala is presented by Showcase Properties of Central Florida. As an independent brokerage firm for over 2 decades, Showcase Properties has helped customers throughout Central Florida achieve their real estate goals. Showcase Realtors offer expertise in a variety of property types and price points, and their services go beyond just buying and selling. Visit showcaseocala.com to connect with a dedicated local realtor and start your unique real estate journey today. We also want to thank you, the listener, for taking time to discover Ocala with us. We hope you enjoyed this month's episode. And if you did, please consider leaving us a review or rating wherever you're listening, or even telling a friend about us. If you have any questions on other organizations, individuals, or events you'd like to see covered in future episodes, you can get in touch with us directly at Discover Ocala at showcaseocala.com. See you next month.